Hey guys, it's ProfitzTV bringing you another exclusive video on TradeSkillMaster version 4. In this video, we're specifically talking about snipering, one of my favorite aspects of TradeSkillMaster 4. And of course, you know it. This is the ability to be able to make vast amounts of gold from taking advantage of items that are on the auction house, whether they're listed with the wrong value, mislisted, or basically to buy and flip based upon your preferences. So, of course, the focus is to make sure that you're making millions of gold, guys, right? So let's get into snipering. While you're at the auction house opening up TradeSkillMaster version 4, one of the core services at the top is snipering all the way over to the right. When you click on snipering, you basically have a view, and you have two options in snipering. One is you want to run a buyout sniper, and another one is to run a bid sniper. Pretty cool functionality between both of them. Before you actually start, you want to make sure that you're using appropriately a formula or a pricing formula to make sure that you have something to sniper to run by. So let's close this out temporarily. We're going to do through the minimap icon or /TSM, open up TradeSkillMaster. From within here, you have a couple options you can go to. One, you can go to the operations and you can look at the default sniper operation, which again is automatically tied to your groups. Underneath here, which we talked about in the operations section, you have this default pricing string that's here. I highly recommend do not change this unless you're an advanced gold maker and you know exactly what you want to change. This basically does an if then greater than symbol to based upon DB region market average. If it's greater than this value, we're going to use this percentage of that value to show up in sniper. And it goes from all the way from the top value all the way to the bottom value, ending if it's less than 1,000 gold or 5,000 gold. Let's go all the way to the end. 1,000 gold, we're going to use 10% of that value. Everything else is pretty much the same. It's set on your base group. If you wanted this to include in other groups, you can select here and you can include that just by clicking replace. And then now when you go back and forth, you'll see that this is now associated with the transmog group or any group that you want to actually include it in. That's how you actually set up the operation that you want to do it with. You also have the ability underneath settings to go underneath shopping and sniper, and this gives you some additional details. Again, I like to have an audible specifically, which you will see this in play, money frame sound. We have all these different sounds you can do. It's scrollable, what you want it to sound like. And you have some different levels of settings here to configure a sniper as well. The important thing is to make sure your operation's set based upon what you want to buy at, and then you're good to go. You can close down the UI, right click back on the sniper, and then now let's run a run buyout sniper. You can see at the bottom you have some basic functionality of a status showing you that running sniper is currently running. If perchance anything shows up, you'll see the items appear here, and because we're sorting by item, again, all of these fields are sortable if you just left click on them. The most recent one that sniper finds will always be at the top. This is change functionality and provides some pretty power. Before you had to actually look, okay, where did the item come in the list of 25 items that I have available? Where is it? And you have seconds to be able to buy or sniper things before a bot picks it up or other people that are watching the auction house as well. So you heard that little chime symbol. This is the first item that appears. It's showing a little eye symbol here to show you informational. Yeah, this is a new item. And the functionality is accordingly almost like shopping in auction. And you have the same details that come across the top. You have the market value over here, 41% based upon your figure. Buy and sell prices across each. It's a 1 of 1 with the seller. The item level, if it's a certain item, this is a material. And then you can go from here. From here, you have the ability to now left click on the item if you wanted to, and then you'll actually see the status changing, finding the item that's currently there, and then you have a buyout. If you click buyouts, it will actually go and perform the buyout for you automatically, and then note that it's actually now going back to running sniper scan. Before, you would have to stop, click buy, get the prompt, click the prompt, and then you'll get the item, and then you'd have to restart sniper. Now this does this automatically for you. So here's some titanium ore that comes up, 120 or 22 stack. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to click on the item, hit buyout, and it's going to buy the item automatically. No prompt. The macro feature that was available prior, if I go into /TSM and I look behind here, underneath settings and macro, we have the ability to sniper buyouts. This is enabled. Again, this was in a prior video underneath the settings video, but you have an option to rapidly buy out items by scrolling up and down or based upon your modifier keys here. Very important that you use this very carefully. You could overbuy very quickly, especially in groups. Items get expensive. You could, let's say you're buying herbs, the next item is a mount. You just spent 150,000 gold on a mount that you didn't want, or a pet, or whatever. So be very careful when you're doing this functionality. I highly recommend too that you have an audible sounds as well set up on this. So if you're doing other things, if you're running another WoW client and you're on another realm, or you're in EU or North America, this audible will allow you to tab back and forth to see what's going on. If you're multi-box and you're doing other types of features, again, an audible indicator is a perfect way to, hey, something's showing up. Let's take a look at what's going on. So as you see items that are coming up, again, you have the ability to do it. Again, the I symbol or the informational symbol here, the exclamation point shows you this is the latest item that's there. If you want to remove certain items, you can click the X. It'll remove it from the list. If you perchance wanted to cancel the scan, you can hit cancel. And it will bring you back to this screen. If you wanted to restart Sniper for whatever reason, you have the restart functionality in the bottom, which will just basically stop and restart the feature. So we'll let a couple more items come up just so we can see what's going on here. Again, I love this feature because it's scanning the last page of the auction house, which is the most recent items that are posted. And you typically can snipe some really decent things. Someone might post an item that's meant to post for 1,000. They missed a 0 and they posted at 100. They didn't realize it until 25 seconds afterwards. By then, someone sniped it and they're already relisting it on the auction house. I'll leave it to you whether this is ethical or not. Some people have soft hearts, and when they buy it, they get a whisper, hey, man, I didn't need to do that. Can I give the item back? That's up to you to decide that and work that out with the people who mislisted the items. So we'll wait here, run the buyout sniper again. We'll see what happens. We already bought a couple items that came up here from Matt's, just to show you real quickly. Not everything that shows up here is something that you want to buy. That's very important to understand. This isn't a blind buy. There's still some human decision that needs to be done. Once you become more familiar with items, once you fine-tune your groups more, once you fine-tune your pricing more, you can rely more on what is showing up here. But never blindly buy Sniper because it could be wrong. So here, we're going back to the beginning. Let's go to run bid sniper. This basically runs a sniper auction on bids. There's no buyout, but you do have the capability to do a bid. And sometimes what happens is someone will post an item, but their bid will be a lot lower than the buyout item. People leverage this to be able to buy out, as well as shortened auctions that are about to expire. People like to bid on those and sniper them as well. So same type of feature that comes up. If any items show up in this listing, they'll appear there, and you have the ability to bid on them, restart, and so forth. So that's the basic functionality, guys, of Sniper. I'm sure you can have some great fun with this. Take your time to learn this. There's plenty of documentation out there to give you some different price sources if you wanted to, some different group structures. Take your time with this, but I'm sure you'll truly enjoy this like I do. Thank you for watching, guys. Take care. Happy gaming and happy earning.